Hi, my name is Idan, and I work at GitHub Next. It's the GitHub's department of fuck around and find out. Our job is to figure out what's good and make it. And we made Copilot, and then a bunch of other Copilot things, and then more Copilot things, and now all of Microsoft stole our brand. Like, it's a shame if something would happen to your brand. It's fine. This is fine. We're okay with it on the inside. The thing that I wanted to show off today is one of the latest things that we're working on right now. It's GitHub Spark. It's basically like dollar store version of Create XYZ. Not really. But the sort of goal is, can we go from natural language to app? Less a full like website, more how do we make it so that, you know, the billion people that have one of these in their pocket can make stuff, right? Right now, there's this small priesthood of people that know how to give this instructions. How do we make it easy enough for all of them, the school teachers, the doctors, the lawyers, the whatever, to make software and actually realize some value from that? And going from natural language to a sort of complete working basic app was a fantasy a couple years ago. We did a project called Speckling, and you can see all this stuff on githubnext.com. That was basically, what if I write a markdown file and I can compile it into an app? And that worked so long as the app was sufficiently basic, right? But now we actually have more capabilities. So GitHub Spark is very similar to what you just saw with Create. You know, if I want to do something like give me an interface for, sorry, what was that?
Worksheet app.
Worksheet app? No. Authoring firewall rules. Okay, let's hit enter, and now we all get to wait. The hard part of this is that, you know, okay, after it takes some time, it generates some kind of UI, right? And I want it to be backed by real data, and I want to be able to alter the UI, and I want to be able to iterate in natural language. Now, I'm not going to show you all the iterations because it's just boring as fuck to sit here and watch it compute. But the idea that I can, with natural language, go from idea to app, something that's good enough, not maybe for putting in front of people as like, well, here's my website, here's my thing, but here's a little app, I need it, and it needs to do something for me. And of course it failed. Okay, we're going to do the Julia Child thing, and we're going to jump directly to one of the other tabs where I had already generated this. So here, I've got a pizza configurator, and I can choose stuff. And of course, it shows me the thing, and it does reset configuration. But if I want, I can then go in and be like, I want to be able to save multiple pizzas for one order. And then, presuming that this works, I'll get an actual interface for this. I'm going to jump over to a different app that I built with this. This is something that's like 20, 30 prompts and is basically like, I want to figure out when my team can do an onsite. Is this, you know, Albert Einstein level app authoring? No, but a lot of apps look like this. They're basic line of business apps. Think of how many like Salesforce extension apps or whatever they're calling it nowadays. People author for how many thousands of dollars. And here I could just put in things like, I don't know, here's my GitHub handle, and it will find me. I'm going to add myself to the team, and there I am on the team. And then I can mark which weeks I'm available and not available. And here at the bottom, I've got this display of who's available on which dates. Is this, you know, science fiction? No. And of course, I can go back and forth and see how the app looked at a different thing. My initial prompt is, I want a tool to help me understand when people are free. And so it showed it to me like this initially. And then like, no, show me like a vertical calendar layout. No, lay the dates out like an actual calendar. Okay, that looks better, but put the why, yes, no, maybe thing off to the side. And every one of these maybe takes a minute today, but it won't in the future, right? It'll get faster. And this is a pretty compelling way to author software. And this is interesting for people who are, you know, again, the lawyers, the doctors, but let's also think about a future where interfaces are free. Right now, we don't think about creating an interface for any task because it's too much overhead. It's only if we're going to do that thing enough times that we really want to spend the energy, the effort to build a custom interface. What's the world going to look like when you don't need to pop open JQ to work with some JSON? Instead, you're like, just give me an interface that does this for me, right? And you don't feel bad because it doesn't cost you anything to make that interface. You don't feel bad using that for 10 minutes and throwing it away. Now, what would that look like in the context of an IDE? What would that look like when you're writing software and instead of manipulating some abstraction in your head, you can be like, no, give me the perfect interface for this right now. And that's what we're barking up. Obviously, like once you're happy with your thing, you can share a link and let other people use it, and it's great. A lot like Create XYZ, but minus all the awesome back-end routes and stuff that they've got going on. That shit was fire. And that's it. This is just one of the things that we're working on at GitHub Next. But generally speaking, we look at the future of software development. Copilot Workspace is currently in the process of going GA. You'll be hearing more about this. And Spark is currently in technical preview. So go to githubnext.com. You'll see a link there to the GitHub Next Discord. If you go to the Discord and you ask politely, we flag people in batches from the Discord. It's a good way to skip the wait list. So that's it. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming to GitHub.